For more on tech at CES and more, we're joined by Scott Schober. He's president and CEO of Berkeley Varitronics Systems. Scott, we just saw a recent report that revealed 20%, there was 20% fewer Chinese exhibitors at CES than last year. Is this all an impact from the trade war?
Yeah, I do think that's a big part of it, certainly. And when you think about it, that's a major attendance factor. About 1/3 of between exhibitors and attendees are Chinese. So if that's 20% less, that's a dramatic amount of people that are not there selling products and exhibiting and walking the floors, gaining insight into innovation there. So that's a substantial drop from last year, and it's concerning, and it's probably a direct result of all the trade tensions that have been going on between the U.S. and China. But it's good to see there's a positive side. There seem to be working out some of these things.
And look, it's such a big show. It's such a big event. I mean, is this a sort of temporary blip on the radar, or is there a concern that this could be a long-term trend?
I do think it's somewhat of a temporary blip, but keep in mind, U.S. consumers and a lot of the results of shows like this are forward-looking for the next few years, where U.S. consumers are going to be buying, and for that matter, global consumers. And a big part of it is concern for security and cybersecurity, the espionage, the spying that's been reported with China against U.S. and other countries is still a growing concern until some of those tensions calm down and some of the trade tensions calm down. This may be a little bit of a prolonged problem before it gets better, but it does seem optimistic at this point.
So for the people and businesses that are there, do you think the attitude is business as usual? How are Chinese firms approaching CES, and how about the international executives looking to do business with them? I mean, are they still trying to keep things pretty optimistic?
They're certainly trying to keep optimistic. Look at one area, just the wireless segment, and that's where we have a lot of background there. If you look at just what China did a number of years ago with 3G, third generation technologies, they were not a leader there. In fact, they lagged. They didn't develop a standard. Was not successful. 4G, LTE technologies, they had more of an active role. And now looking at 5G, they're actually a leader. They're investing in the technology and the development. And most of this is going to be utilized with the Internet of Things, which is many of the consumer devices, connectivity, and certainly video, high-speed streaming. So China is smart from that standpoint. They're investing heavily in the development and deployment of 5G technology. The key is, will the U.S. and other countries work closely with China as this deployment happens over the next 2 years? That's a key factor that's going to show where consumers are going to spend and invest in technology in the years to come.
On a slightly more fun note, what are some of the innovations and some of the tech that you are excited about seeing from Chinese exhibitors there?
There was a lot of cool stuff. I mean, they had some autonomous suitcases. At first you said it's kind of crazy, but as you look into it, it's pretty neat. Imagine walking through an airport and a suitcase is following you. Uber was highlighting their autonomous taxi. So a lot of things that had to do with autonomous cars, motorcycles, suitcases, you name it, that was highlighted. But even companies such as a bread bot, where it would automatically bake bread, and within 6 minutes it would have it right there in front of you as a robot doing it, consistent, predictable. So a lot of these startups and innovative companies are spending a lot of money, and they're showcasing these technologies at CES, and many of them are still Chinese companies that have heavily invested, and they're going to be doing very well because it's going to allow them to springboard and start selling globally as a result of it. So exciting stuff certainly this year, as they always have at each year of the show.
All right, Scott Schober, great to see you from New York.